It is Saturday. We are live. This is WagerTalk's Last Call. I'm Kelly Stewart, back from we'll call it a little hiatus, if you will, over the last month. Shout out to Joe Raineri for filling in for me. He's actually going to come on today as an analyst, talk some MLB as well as some NBA. We've also got the Prez joining us, so we can argue about superiority complexes between the United States and Canada. All jokes aside, we're going to talk Stanley Cup with him. But first, one of my favorite guys over at WagerTalk, we got Gianni, the Greek, joining us. Good morning, VR. I haven't seen you for a while. I hope you are doing well out there in Las Vegas. I know you've been absolutely crushing it. So I wanted to get right into it with you. Yep. I got my pen and paper handy. The Steam Room is going to be live this afternoon, 1 p.m. Eastern, I believe. Is that correct?
Yep. We've
so
been.
You guys, go ahead.
Again, it's open to everyone.
Oh,
1
great.
p.m. 1 p.m.
Okay.
Not
right,
just
good.
subscribers. So join us at 1 p.m. You don't want to miss it. Make sure
Perfect.
you log in for sure.
I love that. I love that you're going to take all of their questions and also give out the plays and everything else.
Yep.
You were just a wealth of knowledge. If you guys haven't checked out VR's blackjack course, actually, I was messing around on the WagerTalk YouTube channel the other day, and I was like, I need a little refresher. We're going to go up to the Hard Rock Casino for my buddy's birthday next week, and I'm like, I got to watch some of this because you start to have a couple cocktails, VR, and you start to get a little reckless, and that's just not how you're going to win it long term. All right, VR, we're going to let these guys populate. Got a couple hundred guys watching with us this morning. I'm going to retweet the show, and I'm just going to let you get right into what you do best.
Love it. Now, to back-to-back, we gave back-to-back 2-0 on Thursday, 2-0 on Friday with premiums that I shared on WagerTalk today. So you don't want to miss WagerTalk today. I share as much actionable info as possible. Now, I haven't fired any Major League Baseball premiums so far, so I can't give you guys anything to bet. But what I can tell you is yesterday, right before first pitch, we bet Colorado for the series, and I bet them in game one, sent them out to my subscribers. So they did win that game one. So pay attention to today. If they lose today, then we're going to need Colorado in game three. Now, with that out of the way, we have no UFC. That's all finished for today. So it's strictly game 7, and then Major League Baseball is what's getting all the attention. Sprinkle in a little bit of WNBA. And also going to share real quickly, I didn't have a soccer this week. My guys, I know they're gearing up for the World Cup. I was surprised that I didn't get the volume of soccer that I usually get every Thursday and Friday. And I called actually to see what's going on, make sure there's no problems. And exact word was, now we're just getting ready for the World Cup. So they're kind of all hands on deck for that. So really excited for what's to come. Now, today, we bet in Spain, second division. We took Real Zaragoza over Malaga at plus half a goal. Good to minus 115, 120. So that's Real Zaragoza. They play tomorrow or late tonight against Malaga. Now, let's talk game 7. You want to be a bookmaker for game 7. Why? Because all they have to do is sit back and book it. When this game tips off, don't worry about what the books need because they need absolutely nothing. They just need the game to be played because we're all laying 11 to win 10. We're parlaying it. We're teasing it. We're laying 120 and 130 on props. So all they have to do is book this game, and the books are going to do just fine. And just like championship games, just like Super Bowls, when all the dust settles, more times than not, they're very close to 50-50. Because you're usually looking at the top 2 teams remaining, and everyone's got an opinion, and those opinions are usually split. And that's what we're seeing so far with San Antonio and Oklahoma City. The early money appeared like it was going to be on San Antonio. Why? Because of recency bias. They looked good last, right? They just blew out Oklahoma City. So when the game 7 line went up, all those happy San Antonio fans and bettors went and bet San Antonio. They had a good feeling in their tummy. They saw them getting 3.5 points, 4 points in some spots. So they took them in game 7, and they also took them on the money line in game 7. Since then, we've seen nothing but two-way balanced action. That's why this game's still sitting at 3.5. I'll be surprised if that moves too much. and we're still seeing the total even pretty much where it opened. The total moved up, moved down, moved up, moved down, but it's right around where it opened. And that's another perfect example of the books are going to end up with very little risk on this game, and they're going to be able to sweep up all the VIGs. So if you're a bettor, the only reason you should be betting this game is if your handicap or your own power rating reflects a different number. That's it. Don't try to read the market. Don't try to be smarter than you need to be with fading the public and that kind of stuff, because this kind of game, that's just not.
VR, I want to interject. Just because this is my show and I always interject my own personal bets and things. Please. And there's a lot of new people that are always watching here on Wager Talk. And so I feel like this is a good learning moment. So I have a San Antonio futures bet, but it's to win the whole thing, the NBA Finals, not just the Western Conference.
I do that too.
I have bet this series over the last 6 games. I have won more. I'm 5-6 in this series. I have been almost dead on in every single game except for one. And I've now won significantly more in those 5 games than I had in my entirety of my futures bet. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I don't think that I'm necessarily in a position to hedge. But
meaning you don't need to. You're way ahead.
But look, I'm going to lose a couple dimes if San Antonio loses tonight. I don't necessarily love this game, and we can get into the X's and O's and the betting angles on this game with Joe Raineri here in a minute. But I want to talk strictly hedging. If somebody has either Oklahoma City to win, right? Let's use the kid on DraftKings. How about this? We're going to use him as an example. I don't know if you saw this. He had the Knicks to win the Eastern Conference, the United States to win Olympic gold, Michigan to win the whole thing during March Madness. And now he just needs San Antonio to win tonight. And he says, I'm not hedging. Cash out's $600,000. And he says, I'm not hedging. His $250 parlay bet. What is the right move here?
To hedge. He's foolish. Let me explain why. Because we live in the real world. We don't live in a hypothetical world. If you live in reality, where we wake up tomorrow, there's bills, there's inflation, life goes on, we have responsibilities, we don't know what's coming around the corner, and you have that type of security sitting right there in front of you that you just have to reach down and grab, and you don't grab it, you're very foolish. Because very few times in your life will you defy probability so greatly and be offered such a huge prize at the end of it, and to walk away just because I'm giving up equity, just because I have the best of it. That's foolish. It's like saying, because you have an edge, just bet everything, your life savings on this game. You wouldn't do that. So why would you do that in this instance? Again, I'm not telling him to do the cash out. That's always foolish.
I guess that's where it's hard, right? So if it's me, I don't have $1 million liquid to be able to go bet on the other side. I just don't. We've seen Derek Stevens over the years offer basically casino credit for people to hedge and stuff like that. And maybe, just maybe, he could have that ability. But the cash out is just a guaranteed payout. Yes, it's at a lesser amount. And I am adamantly against the cash out button. But to be able to get that kind of liquid cash in such a short period of time, less than 48 hours in between games, what is somebody else supposed to do? I mean, you got to hit the cash out button.
Kel, it's life-changing money. So if he doesn't have the cash to go in and hedge it himself, or he doesn't have if he just put a tweet out and asked for cash, I know 10 guys that I could reach out to right now that would put up the money for this kid, obviously for a fee, but they would put up the money if it's a guaranteed return. So he wouldn't have a problem getting the money together if he needed it. Like you said, guys like Stevens, there's a lot of guys that would do it in this instance. So I'm sure that opportunity will be there if he doesn't want to hit the cash out. So the bottom line is the kid has the opportunity to hedge this bet or cash out this bet. That's available to him. Now, the question is, does he love San Antonio? Obviously he does. Does he think San Antonio is going to win this game? Obviously he does. So his heart's in it. He feels he has the best of it. He's got a great payday. So, bro, let 10 dimes, let 50 dimes, let 75, 100 dimes ride as a big, big bet, bigger than you've ever bet or going to bet in your life. But the rest, secure that, lock that down. That's life-changing money. That's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So I don't want to, all the quants that are going to jump in and give all this bullshit on why he shouldn't. That's all great in a hypothetical world. But in the real world, where actually having it matters and not just, maybe could have, would have, should have, like, get it, bro. I'm so for that, Kel, and I'm so against hedging and letting the books off the hook.
So let's
talk
about
this opportunity, bro. You already got them by the balls. You already chopped them at the knees. What else do you want? You're not closing the place down. So you made a big score, dude. Okay, so you're robbing yourself of a little equity. So you may not get the best of it. Who gives a shit? Take a couple $100,000 and go change the course of your life, bro.
No kidding.
It's so.
Listen,
it's
again,
so
I don't like generally the cash out button, right? So when I had Florida, so I had bet Florida several times, right? And when I found out that Chris Thurston was having a little boy, I added an extra $250 in my Hard Rock account, and I bet it on Florida for him to win. I think they were 10-1 at the time. And so he was going to win $2,500 on the payout, right? And my best cash out option to hit that cash out button was $700. And then they took it away during the national championship game because it was a coin flip, and they probably liked Houston. That's why I don't like the cash out button, because I really do feel like overall it's a little scammy. No,
it is.
The argument for this kid at DK, 612,000, his bet is worth more than that. And the bookmakers are hoping he hits the cash out button. They're hoping he does. I think that the true odds, I don't have my calculator in front of me. I apologize. It's probably closer to 750,000. So they're hoping to save themselves $150,000 by him just hitting the cash out button. That's why I don't like it.
But dude, if you can't get the capital to do it the right way, hit that button, bro, and don't ever look back. I don't care if Spurs win by 50 today. Don't look back. You're never gonna hit that bet again.
Trust me, I ended up hedging. I think I bet 21,000 on Houston. I can't remember exactly how it went down. At the end of the game, when Florida won that game, was I a little tiny bit bummed? Like, you was. But you know what? I had an awful March Madness, and it guaranteed me $21,000. That's why I did it. Not because I didn't need to gamble for 40 dimes on the national championship game.
And Gianni knows, between 2019 and 2021, that happened to me 5 or 6 times, where I became a millionaire, then woke up the next morning and had lost half my fortune because of Bitcoin. And I learned during that experience that I'm never going to allow that to happen to me again. Like and someone told me a quote, and I'll never forget it. No one ever went broke taking a profit. You'll never go broke taking a profit. You can't go broke taking a profit, but you will go broke letting it ride. Like, that has happened, that will happen, that can happen, but you cannot go broke taking a profit. So take your profit and be happy with it. Don't be greedy, man. Don't be greedy.
This is absolutely, there's always another bet, another opportunity to profit. I did say that, I think it was on Action, to give yourself a chance to bet another day. Can we get Ariel to host? I'll work on that. Maybe I'll work on that again for football season. All right, VR, I'm going to let you get out of here because I know you got to get prepped for your steam room.
Yeah, and again, I got all the info for them. We don't have any even real early games, so the steam room will be right there before first pitch. So come in there, steam room. I'll have all that steam ready for you. Baseball, WNBA. Hopefully we get some soccer as well. We'll talk Game 7, and I'll let you know about that NHL Stanley Cup Finals, because I do have a future bet. I'll let you know whether we're going to add more to it or, hedge that. We'll see. So best of luck to all. Join me 10 a.m., 1 p.m. Eastern, and let's do some damage on Saturday. Thanks, Kel.
Good stuff from VR at Greek_Gambler over on there on your social channels. As you guys can tell, I got my Premier Lacrosse League sweatshirt on. You guys were asking about Ariel. Our teams are head-to-head here at 1 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Plus. Denver Outlaws take on the Philadelphia. No, that's the late game. I apologize. The New York Atlas. I also do like the Philadelphia Water Dogs tonight. For what it's worth, that is my favorite bet today in the PLL. Now we got to get over Joe Raineri, best betting show ever. Joe, thanks for filling in for me for the last month while I took care of Dad. You are the best. So I wanted to give you an opportunity to come on and get a sit in the expert role, because I know you already have to host a show 5 days a week with a guy named the Prez, and it can get a little exhausting.
Yeah. Just thinking about it, I'm breaking out in hives here, Cal. But I do have the weekend off from him, and thank goodness I don't have to be on at the same time with him. So good luck with that, though. He's coming up next.
How did he just bring himself on the show? I'm the one running the back end, and somehow he just gets to bring himself on the show.
Like a bad rash, Cal. I'm telling you, he won't go away, man. Just will not go away. Unreal.
That is a great show. If you guys have not got to check it out on the WagerTalk YouTube channel, Joe, the Prez, sometimes Brian Power, sometimes Art DeCaesar. We do live in Florida. Sorry, DeCaesar. And every once in a while, you guys have Steve Merrill jump in there, a few other guys. Great entertainment, and you guys will get both parts of that, just not together today. All right, Joe, we have a Game 7 tonight, and I wanted to talk to you about NBA because you have been on a really nice run right now, 6-1 on these 5% NBA games that you've been posting. 14-3 run, 6-1 on your 5%. Let me learn how to read this morning. So let's talk about Game 7. I know the comment section is mad because they say Kelly only comes on to talk about hedging her bets. I mean, like I said, I'm kind of selfish. I'm an only child, guys. Like I want to talk about me. But I do want to talk about this Game 7, Joe, because I don't think I'm going to hedge. So we're going to push that out the window. Let's just talk strictly Game 7. How do you think this is going to go?
Well, this series could have gone up a million different ways, right? I mean, the argument can be made that OKC shouldn't have lost Game 1. If they do, this series is already over. The argument could be, of course, that, with San Antonio having won Game 3 with an opportunity, they too could have already ended it. But here we are in a Game 7, Cal, and I got to give Wembanyama, I got to give the Spurs credit in Game 6. He doesn't go to he gets totally embarrassed in Game 5. He doesn't go to the press conference afterwards. He goes out there and he delivers what we thought he was all about, right? So it's put up or shut up time. The problem is when you get to a Game 7 now, experience matters. And one team has all the experience and the other team is kind of faking it until they make it right now. There is no doubt in my mind that the Spurs and the Oklahoma City Thunder, we're going to be talking about them this time of year for a very, very long time, at least for the foreseeable future. Having said that, though, we have seen this OKC team over the last 2 years in this spot before. They were 1-5 heading into road closeout games, I think, last game, Cal. So I wasn't comfortable at all. As a matter of fact, I knew OKC in a bounce back spot was going to handle business, and they did in Game 5. I kind of felt like we had a pretty good opportunity with the Spurs bouncing back in Game 6, and they did. And now OKC comes into this game over the last 2 years, 10-0 straight up, 8-2 against the number after a loss in the postseason. They have held opponents that they have played in these games, Cal, to ridiculously low numbers. Team totals under. Game 7 alone, Cal, look at the total, 212.5. We closed 219.5 in Game 6. We've been hovering around that 220 mark the entire series. Now we're at 212.5. What does that tell you? Well, it tells you these two teams have beaten the living crap out of one another through 6 games, and every possession tonight is going to feel like do or die. There is no way I'd want to sweat out an over in this game here tonight because I truly do think it's the first team to 105 is going to win this game. As long as the refs, and this is the big question here, as long as the refs aren't getting whistle happy and we're flopping all over the place and we got 35, 40 free throws for one team, this is going to be a do or die Game 7 where the refs swallow the whistle and let the best team make the best hard shots here and move on to the finals. What I really love in all of this is the fact that the Knicks are on the sideline watching these two teams devour one another. And I'm telling you right now, Cal, you know me in the predictive markets. Now is the time to jump all in on the Knicks. Go get yourself some of that Knicks, a piece of the Knicks, because I'm telling you, they are sitting there healthy, refreshed, playing the best basketball of anybody in the postseason. And they are waiting to see whatever is left over from these two teams after this game, Cal. the Knicks are absolutely, as far as I'm concerned, going to be the underdog of the year in the finals.
And then we all know I love a good underdog and a good underdog story.
Yep.
I'm going to push back on you on that a little bit.
Sure.
You and I did a little, we'll call it a demo reel with Ariel Epstein the other day. So you guys are never going to get to see it unless Joe posts the outtakes to embarrass me on social media. But all jokes aside, we did talk about this exact same scenario.
Yep.
The Knicks have already had, 5 days off now? By the time this next series, they're going to have over a week off. You don't think that rest factor could be a little rust here in a 7-game series? I don't know. I get healing your injuries are a good thing. I get getting your bearings underneath you while the other teams just clobber one another. But I still have that kind of old adage in the back of my mind.
Listen, they had a rest advantage against Cleveland, right? I think they had almost 10 days off in that series. And what did they do? They came back from 22 with 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter to win that game. The problem is, it's not like San Antonio or OKC are coming out of a 5-game set and they are going to be licking their wounds. Whoever wins this game tonight is going to be licking their wounds. And the Knicks have done an amazing job. And we see this every year with one team, right? There appears to be one team in the postseason, Cal, that just you look at them and you watch them play every game and you're going, they're on a different level right now. They're playing at a totally different level. And that's what the Knicks are. It's not like they're not experienced. No, they don't have any finals, but they have a ton of heartache and losses along the way over the last couple of seasons where they should have been better. But you know what? You got to lose before you can win. It's my problem with San Antonio here tonight. I think you got to lose before you can win with such a young team. I think the Knicks are at that point. I think the Knicks have a lot of value in those predictive markets right now, hovering around the 28 to 30 cent mark, Cal. And again, I don't need them in the predictive markets to actually win the championship. I just need them to win a couple of games in order to reprice from 30 cents to 50 cents, 55 cents. And I think they're more than capable of doing that.
If you guys want to learn anything about Kalshi, Poly Market, any of those predictive markets, you guys got to watch the best betting show ever. And I'm on the wrong one.
Not
of course
close
I
enough.
am.
No, it's
I'm really bad at this. But
look at
I
that.
got to tell you guys, if you guys are not subscribed to the WagerTalk YouTube channel, please do so because we are so close to 250,000 viewers. You guys get in there, get it done. Appreciate all those WagerTalk insiders, wt.buzz/insiders to join. All right, Joe. Now, normally I say, no, we're not talking baseball. I don't want to talk baseball. That's why I told Triggy he could have total bases on Saturday. So I didn't have to talk baseball. And then you put in the Slack message this morning, you want to talk baseball. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to take myself off the screen. Like I do for VR. I'm just going to let you talk baseball.
Listen, I just a couple of words of advice at this point in the Major League Baseball season. And it's pretty good. And you learn it the hard way over time is do not look at the card, Cal, and expect bad teams to do good things for you. Not going to happen. The Kansas City Royals here. Do not expect the Kansas City Royals and Seth Lugo to show up here and all of a sudden handle their business and hit the ball like they have not hit all season long. Kumar Rocker, the big thing, understand what's going on with your starting pitchers, okay? Kumar Rocker on the road is a dumpster fire. Kumar Rocker at Globe Life is a different pitcher, and he's a different animal right now. And finally, Texas is beginning to hit the ball here. So don't expect, and I've heard some guys talking about, well, it's Lugo. He's the big guys at Kansas City that just got lit up 9-1. Don't care. Do not expect bad teams to do good things. And Rocker, I'm telling you, look at the home road splits. Different guy at Globe Life here. I think Texas keeps it rolling, keeps the bats going at home. I like Texas to get it done against the Royals a little bit later today, Cal.
Yep. Don't catch a falling knife. Very good. Royals are Derp City. I don't know what Derp City means, but I'm going to go ahead and guess that's not a good thing.
I agree.
Joe Raineri, best betting show ever. I'm really excited for what you guys have going on this summer. Still on the wrong page. Way to go, Kelly. I'm really good at this.
Yes.
Here we go. World Cup. I want to talk about this. So I just did a how to bet soccer video for everybody who has no idea how to bet soccer, such as myself. And I learned a lot with Carmine. You guys are going to have Carmine on almost every single day to talk World Cup, correct?
Starting June 11th, right? Which I think is the opening, is the group stages there. So, yes, Carmine's going to come on and talk about and pump Team Italy. Oh, wait a minute. That's right. They sucked. They didn't make it. Sorry, Carm. Yeah, that's right. Can't talk Team Italy, can you? Oh, boy. It's going to be a great show.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait. Right now, you guys can get his betting guide for free over on the WagerTalk homepage. Yes, Kelly is in preseason form right now because Kelly has not hosted a show in over a month. It's okay. That's why we're having a good time. There's only like 1,000 of you guys watching.
Yep.
And this is how this works. And this is what every single Saturday and Sunday is going to be like during football season. So just buckle up, boys and girls. Joe Raineri, what else is going on in the best betting show ever? What else is going on over at WagerTalk.com?
Well, we got a one more, Cal, coming up, 5% in this game here, 2 nights in the NBA. You mentioned the 6-1 run on 5% max bets, but 14-3 now rolling in the NBA. So we got a finger on the pulse of what's going on here. There are plenty of markets that are a little bit soft still in these NBA games. So head over to my page, WagerTalk.com. We'll have 2 Major League Baseball plays as well for you. And again, don't bet the Royals. Don't expect them to do wonderful things. And I believe we have another music video coming this week on the best betting show ever. So, yeah, that should be a whole lot of fun coming up.
I want to know, how come you exempt yourself from said music videos? That's the funny part. It's like Art's in there with his guitar, then Prez makes an appearance, but I'm like, where's Joe?
Yeah, see, Joe is the one with the conch. So and when he has the conch, he gets to choose which ones get to go on there and who doesn't, Cal. So yes, but there is one coming up here, which we had a nice Brian Power metal video that was a big hit. But yeah, we got another one coming up this week. You're going to want to tune in. It might have something to do with the World Cup coming up. Just saying.
Okay, and we're going to make fun of Italy some more.
Yes.
Joe, I don't know enough about soccer, but I did get coerced by one of our producers, Tom Viola, to bet the United States at 80-1 when I told him I had that available. He said, no way, it should be 60-1. They're not going to win the whole thing, but at least maybe they can get out of the group stage and give me something to cheer for.
Well, let's hope they get out of Group D. Let's just hope they get out of the group stage, all right? Yeah, I like the way, but again, Cal, why the predictive markets are so much fun, because I don't need them to win it. I just need them to win enough games to reprice and make me more money that way.
Yeah, you guys have got to watch the best betting show ever, where Joe breaks all this stuff down. Again, I did this, we'll call it a pilot with Ariel Epstein, Joe and I last week, that we're trying to pitch this new show to one of our good friends. And I had no idea. Let's just say that. I had no idea. I hadn't taken the time, I should say, to learn anything about these predictive markets and understand how they're even legal. Now I know. And it's kind of like the stock market, but gambling. It's like, not that the stock market isn't also gambling, but I digress.
Cal, you had mentioned it earlier. I hate the cash out button. Well, if you hate the cash out button, get over to the predictive markets, because your cash out button alive and well in that market there. And you don't have to wait for an outcome in order to be able to get a cash out button. You just need to buy the repricing. You buy low, you sell high. The process is simple, and it works with all your normal bets at the sports book anyway. Just gives you a lot more outs. It gives you options, Cal, which is the only thing we're ever looking for in this business. Yeah,
that's absolutely correct. We are price sensitive, and it sounds like there's some value over there. I'm on the waiting list. I think it's for Polymarket. And then I signed up for Kalshi after that. Yep. And now they just keep sending me emails. I'm like, okay, let me get my bearings straight, Kalshi. I got to deposit some money, and then I got to figure out what I'm going to do. Yep. I'm going to get on that. I'll be calling you after the show, Joe. Appreciate you, Joe Raineri, over on WagerTalk.com. Best betting show ever. You guys can catch him every single week with the Prez. We'll bring the Prez in next. Joe, thank you
Let me get out of here.
So much. We will see you lots this summer.
Hurry before he gets on the screen. Get me out of here, man. Jesus Christ. Get me off the screen. Thank you.
All right, guys, we got a couple more things to do before we get to the Prez. Johnny Detroit sent me a bunch of stuff this morning and said, Cal, I need you to promote all these different things, and now I'm behind. Shocker. We knew this. We knew that I was going to be behind. So picks and parlays, guys. You've heard me talk about this before on the show. Right now, get your first daily picks package for just $1. If the pick loses, we're going to credit your account with 3 flex picks, picksandparlays.com. Use coupon code BUCK. And then we said, you know what? We're going to go ahead and do it over at Winners and Winers as well. Again, if your pick loses, you get 3 flex picks in your account. If it wins, we're still going to give you guys a flex pick. Use coupon code $. Why they're screwing me up with that $, over at Winners and Winers, buck over at Picks and Parlays. All right, now we got the Prez coming in, and I got to figure out how to work this. Prez, there he is. The Prez, the other half of the dynamic duo. I know it's a trio, but the trio changes from time to time. But really, it is you and Joe Raineri having a daily show and having entirely too much fun.
It is a total blast, Kelly. One of the probably my favorite show I've ever done. I mean, we just laugh the whole time. All of us recognize that, talking sports is, can get boring at times. And we want to, rather than just giving out data and statistics, we want to make fun of each other. And boy, do we, especially Brian Power.
And see, Brian Power is one of my favorite guys over at WagerTalk. I know I say that a lot,
but that's not an.
There's different tiers of favorite. Brian's my favorite nice guy over at WagerTalk.
Okay, Kelly, you are definitely not a male, because when we say we make a lot of fun of Brian Power, 100% of women go, "Aw," and 100% of men go, "Oh, so you love him a lot." What a compliment.
That makes sense. I get that. He's a great guy.
It's not an awe. Males make fun of the people they love.
Prez, in this off season, we've been doing a lot of chatting, and I decided that his show, The Blitz, is actually getting moved before my show, Last Call, College Football Saturday. So that it's going to be a completely live show. They're going to be able to take all of their college football wealth of knowledge, Ross Benjamin, Steve Merrill, Brian Power, Ralph Michaels. I'm so excited to move that show to Saturday. And then I'm just going to take a bunch of notes and bring it to Last Call. And then that's going to be my cheat sheet.
Yeah. And that show, what a spectacular panel. Wow. Yeah. I mean, people don't realize the heavy lifting Ralph Michaels does in the background. And I'll give you guys an example.
I haven't even told you guys about this. Have you guys seen this yet? This is his NFL guide he put out like last week.
Yeah.
It's already been out. He did it right after the draft. And it's like a bazillion pages of everything you need to know for the upcoming NFL season.
Yeah. So, and I'll give you guys an example and something that will help you in your betting moving forward. We're on the Best Betting Show, and and the LA Dodgers are minus 400. This was a couple of days ago. And Art DeCesar was telling us that he had a big whale come in and bet LA Dodgers minus 400 plus on the run line. And we were talking about, are those good bets? So I literally slacked Ralph saying, over the last 10 years, is betting a baseball team at minus 300 or more a winning or losing proposition? When he sent it to me, it was a losing proposition by 0.02%. So break even. The Dodgers covered. It is now exactly break even over the last 10 years. It does hit at around a 76% clip rate, but with the money line taken into account, it is break even, and it is more effective to bet minus 300 than it is to bet the minus 1.5 by about 3%.
Okay.
Ralph Michaels got us that information while we were doing the show live on air. It was ridiculous.
All right, Prez, I want to get into the NHL. We got the Stanley Cup. I am shocked. We talked about another guy with hedging. There has been a guy that's been tweeting me who has VGK to win it all. And I think it's part of his 3 or 4 team parlay. And he told me weeks ago, I said, I thought they were lucky to get out of their first series. And then they just sweep the Abs. Like my brother-in-law is a huge Abs fan, messages me, what do you think about Abs series? And I'm like, yeah, probably. I don't love the bet. I don't know what VGK was to have a 4-game sweep. That was absolutely insane of them. I don't know what to do. The Canes look unstoppable. for the most part. They look like the best team in the NHL. But VGK, my goodness, Prez.
The Canes do not look unstoppable.
You don't think
and they
so?
definitely don't look like the best team in the NHL, unless you assume that Ottawa, Philadelphia, and Montreal are great hockey teams. We just had a team beat Montreal 4-1, and another team beat the Colorado Avalanche 4-0, and we're going to get on here and anoint the team that beat the Habs, the best team in the league. Really? As opposed to Jack Eichel, Mitch Marner, 3 Stanley Cup finals in the last 10 years, already a Stanley Cup championship. Really? They got Dorofeyev with 10 goals. They are deep all over the place. They have better goaltending, better defense, better forward, better coach, better city. Okay, you've anointed Carolina the best team in the league. I don't even put them in the top 4.
Whoa. Well, Vegas locals are going to be happy. David agrees with you. Vegas is damn good. I guess I shouldn't have gave up my VGK fandom so quickly for the Tampa Bay Lightning. They were just so fun when I first moved here and they won back-to-back Stanley Cups. And then there was the Florida Panthers and I was just like, yeah, VGK, whatever. And now here they are good again. Prez. So let's talk about this series price. Yeah. Sounds like you like Vegas.
Well, I mean, so firstly, I have a series price for you, but I have a way better plus 1,200 bet that I want to talk about at the end of this that I think is a spectacular bet. But from a series price perspective, let's just break this down. We had the Carolina Hurricanes, a team that's really struggled to win in that final sort of semifinals, if you will, the Eastern Conference Finals, year in, year out. Now, they just beat a Montreal Canadian team who put up a grand total of no shots in the entire series and who basically couldn't get out of their own way. Now, that's not to say that Carolina didn't do a great job. They did. They bottled up Montreal. Montreal really struggled to get the puck into the Carolina offense. They clogged the neutral zone beautifully. They played a 1-2-2 sort of defense structure where they only had one forechecker go in. Doesn't this all sounds exactly the same as what Vegas did to Colorado? Vegas played a 1-2-2. Vegas kept Colorado on the outside. Vegas had Colorado only shooting from high. They struggled to get the puck into the end. So I look at these two teams and I think they are similar. They play a similar style of game. Only one of those two teams have Jack Eichel, Mitch Marner, and only one of those two teams have a core nucleus that has won it before. I look at this series and I think worst case scenario, these teams are even. Minus 150 suggests a 61% chance of winning. Carolina does not have a 61% chance.
I will say this. One of my favorite things about odds logic is that we can also look at series prices, Prez. There's a couple of really sharp books. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Cheaper.
Of course.
They're like, come on, Carolina bettors.
Yeah, bring it. Yeah. And I'll tell you something, Kelly. That's a conversation for another day, but that is those leading indicator books we talk about on the Best Betting Show all the time. They are giving you guys crucial information. There is no whale betting $1 million on either of these teams at DK or FN. None of or FD. None of them. There are no whales betting $1 million on any bet at MGM or Caesars. There are books out there that take $1 million bets from savvy, incredibly talented bettors, syndicates, etc., etc. Those bet books will lead the way. Watch them. Pay attention to them. If Kelly wants to get into who they are, she can. But one of them is led by
YouTube gets a little bitchy about promoting what we would call non-legal. So that's my problem. Otherwise, I would. I think we all are adults here and we can figure it out. And send me a DM if you need some help. But
so let's go through this real quick. So
yeah.
number one, Vegas beat Carolina 2-0 in the series, 2-0 this year already. That's not greatly important, but I do think the matchup does suggest Vegas. Vegas is coming into this game with the most amount of high danger goals in the playoffs at 27. Vegas has more depth than Carolina. Pavel and Brett Howden, they have 10 playoff goals each, and they're not even leading the team. Carter Hart has been exceptional, Kelly. This is a guy that was one of the best goaltenders in all of hockey before a 3-year career was stolen from him because he was deemed guilty before the trial. That's a whole nother conversation. That's a total load of BS. Vegas has already beat Carolina twice. I told you that. The combined score was 10-4. Vegas is battle tested, man. This is a team that has gone to the cup with the core nucleus 3 times already. So they have finals experience. Vegas has Eichel and Marner, the 2 best players on the ice. Vegas has Carter Hart, the best goalie on the ice. Now, I understand that people might argue that, but I feel that way. And Vegas is coming into this game beating the best team in years, Kelly. A historically good Colorado Avalanche team, and they didn't just beat them. They swept them, and they handled every part of all 4 of those games. At worst, 50-50. So I'm going to take the dog plus money. Thank you, Vegas. I love that bet, and I would take it in 6 games.
All right, Prez, talk to me about what you've got going on, because not only.
Well, I want to give out my plus 1,200.
Oh, let's do that first then.
Okay. So Conn Smythe bets. That's, the MVP of the playoffs, if you will. Right now, you have Mitch Marner at plus 165, Freddie Anderson at plus 250, and Carter Hart at plus 1,200. Now, Carter Hart is an outstanding bet. Firstly, goaltenders tend to win the Conn Smythe Trophy. That's number one. But let's break this down, if you will. Freddie Anderson is plus 250 to win the Conn Smythe. Carter Hart plus 1,200. Their save percentage is almost identical. Now, I understand that Freddie Anderson has a lower goals against. Freddie Anderson and the Carolina Hurricanes just played Montreal, Philadelphia, and Ottawa. To give you perspective, Montreal put up 24 shots, 18, 13, 12, 21. Philadelphia in their last 2 games, 17 and 19. Almost every game the Carolina Hurricanes have played, there have been less than 20 shots on net. Colorado on Vegas put up 21, 35, 31, 38, 32. Anaheim 32, 36, 33, 34, 27. So you tell me, who is more important to their team? A goaltender who gets 20 shots a game, or a goaltender who gets 35 shots a game? Now, keep in mind, Colorado scored 7 goals in 4 games. 7 goals in 4 games against Vegas. Montreal scored 11 goals in 5 games against Carolina. That's worse. And on top of all of that, we might have 7 games still to go. We can't anoint Mitch Marner at plus 165 the MVP. He could have a horrible 7 games. But I'm pretty confident that the goaltender or Vegas playing a Carolina team who struggles to score in the first damn place is going to have a great series. Carter Hart at plus 1,200 makes so much damn sense to me. I cannot understand why his number is so far off of Frederik Andersen's. And there's no way Frederik Andersen can win if Vegas wins the series. So this is a baffling number. In the immortal, delicious, incredible words of the great Dave Koken, who has passed us, kinda hot for the MVP.
All right. I like it. I just bet it 12-1. Shout out to David who got it at 14-1. All right, Prez. Either way, I don't care who wins because trophy's staying in America, and that's all that matters.
Well, they actually don't stay in America. It actually sits at the Hall of Fame in Toronto. So the actual physical trophy does remain in Canada. Each player does get 1 day with it. Did you know that, Kelly?
I know. That's how I've drank out of it because
that's right. Yeah.
I have drank out of the Stanley Cup, which is probably one of the most disgusting things I can ever admit to doing in hindsight. But when you're at a nightclub and it's getting passed around and there's champagne flowing out of it, it's just what you're supposed to do. It's what you're supposed to do.
Stanley Cup bukkake at the nightclub.
Woo. Anyway, lots of fun times. Maybe that's why I don't get sick. I just gave myself an incredible immune system by doing ridiculous.
But I would have done it. Are you, like, Kelly, how do you not do it?
That's my point.
How do you not drink from it?
You drink out of the Stanley Cup. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, go ahead.
Prez, how come American teams are just so much better at hockey? What's up with that?
Well, I'll tell you, Kelly, I think they're better than Canadian teams
everything.
at all
you can say that.
At every single sport. And I'll tell you why, Kel. We did a deep dive. I remember I did a show last year called The Blue Line with Matthew Barnaby, Shane Corson, Jeremy Ronak. And here's really the bottom line, Kel. You know, you have a free agent at 26, 27 years old, 28. That's their first time they're able to sign a long-term contract. 80, 90% of those guys already have girlfriends, wives, maybe one kid. They sit down with their family and they say, where should we sign a contract? We could get paid $10 million and go sit indoors in Edmonton and play Call of Duty. And you, my beautiful wife, Laura, will sit around doing nothing all day long and freeze your ass off in the tundra. Or we could move to a gated community. All the beautiful women can hang out together during the day. The guys can go to the pool. They could go golfing. They could go to a beach. Plus, they won't be recognized. They could have some kind of life. And on top of that, the fact that they won't steal our taxes all the time. Furthermore, if I'm American, I don't want to raise my family in another country by that horrible prime minister as well. And on top of all of that, why would anyone want to be Canadian when they could be American? Furthermore, no team, Kelly, no team in any sport in Canada has signed a superstar free agent in the last 30 years. No, the baseball team, Dylan Cease and Kevin Gausman and Springer are the Jays' biggest signings. None of them are superstars. They're all good, though. Connor McDavid re-signed, was on the same team. Austin Matthews re-signed, was on the same team. Kawhi was traded to Toronto, and in his press conference, he said, I'm getting the hell out of here as soon as humanly possible. Luke Shen, Ryan Riley, all of these players that came to Toronto to play 1 year, 2 years, got the hell out of here as fast as humanly possible. Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, the two best players in hockey, arguably, are in Edmonton, and still nobody wants to go there.
I have not been to Edmonton. I've been once. I've not been to Edmonton. I have been to Calgary.
Amazing city, by the way.
And it was in June. And then we went to Banff. And I will say there are some really gorgeous parts. Yeah. I admittedly have not been to the eastern part of Canada. So in
Halifax is one of the most beautiful cities in North America, and so is Calgary. Edmonton, which is a 3-hour or 4-hour drive north of Calgary, looks nothing like Calgary. It is the flattest damn place on earth.
But they got all the oil money, right? So it's like West Texas, but cold.
Yeah. But anyway, that's the reason, Kel.
Okay. These borders are not going to matter when aliens come. There you go. There's the comment.
What do you mean come? Aren't they here already?
I don't know. Prez, don't ask me things.
I'm one.
Well, that actually. Tell everybody what you got going on over at WagerTalk.
Yeah. So firstly, thanks so much for having me. And guys, all of you 1,300 people live in the chat room, I can't thank you guys enough for doing this, taking time out of your day to be with us. It means the world. We're like a few hundred away from 250,000 subscribers. Kelly, me, and Gianni, I don't know, like 6-7 years ago, we're like, can we get 10,000 subscribers? What do you think, Kel? Can we do 10,000? Kel, oh, no chance. 10,000? That's insane. Yeah. That was a long time ago. And now we're closing in on 250,000 subscribers, and we couldn't do it without the people in the chat room. They are our heavy lifters. They're the ones that show up every day. Many of our shows, tell their friends about it. So huge shout out to all of those guys. As for what I'm doing, you know, my record in the playoffs in both NBA and NHL have been absolutely freaking ridiculous. I'm 26-17 in the NBA playoffs, up gigantic double-digit profits. I am 22-8 in the NHL playoffs, up gigantic profits. I'm killing it in my 5% plays, and we got an incredible promo up. And guys, I'll tell you, man, like, I was saying this on the best betting show ever. If you're not betting my NBA and NHL, why are you breathing? Yeah, why? Stop breathing. That's how good I'm doing in both of these sports. And everybody here, all 1,300 of you guys are bettors. You all want money. I'm absolutely destroying the sport, and you can get the finals for $99. Both the NHL and NBA finals for $99. So breathe again, calm yourself, head over to WagerTalk and get that play. So yeah. And
there you go. There's your mic drop.
Go visit Calgary and Halifax, both outstanding, incredible cities. Kelly, you will love Halifax.
I need to go back to Banff when it is got some snow on the ground.
So, Kel, when you went to Banff, did you drive through the rock slide that happened 10,000 years ago?
So we went up north of Montana. So I picked up my dad.
Oh, you drove all the way. Wow.
Yeah. And then we drove up through Alberta, through Calgary. And then we did is it Canada 1, I think? This is like 15 years ago. So I'm trying to remember, but we did.
I don't know that drive, but I bet you it was spectacular. It was gorgeous.
And then we were supposed to go salmon fishing, and the salmon weren't spawning. And I'm like, what do we do? We're so much for going salmon fishing in Canada. And our guide was like, I'm so sorry. And so I hit up some of my Canadian friends, and they said, go to the Okanagan. And my dad and I went wine tasting for 3 days instead. And I smuggled back a lot of Canadian wine. A lot.
Well, I don't know it.
Across the border,
I don't know anything about wine.
I'm like, nope, just some suitcases, and just kept on driving.
Like, I don't even know if Canadian wine is good. The last time I was drunk, I was 16 years old, and an older man was trying to get into my pants.
Okay, well, anyway, we're gonna end on that note.
That's
Canada has some.
That was the last time I was drunk.
Canada has some really great wine, and I got to get some very exclusive bottles that no longer are going to ever happen because the Canadian wine region doesn't freeze. Fun fact, it doesn't freeze, so you cannot get ice wine. 1 out of the 70 years that this winery had been open, they had 1 freeze ever, and they made a Merlot ice wine, and oh my God, she said, we only have 5 bottles left. I said, I'll take it, and I got to drink it over the next few years, but that's okay.
That's amazing. You know a lot more than me about
wine.
I
was supposed to go fishing, and that got all blown to hell. So we learned a lot about Canadian wine. I would argue it might be better than Napa Valley, just depending on what type of person you are.
I don't even know about fishing. I've never been fishing in my life. I've never been drunk on wine in my life. I'm of no help.
We got to get you out more. Apparently Andrew McGinnis makes his own wine.
Yeah, listen, like I'm a drug addict. Kelly.
We know. All right. Love you. Goodbye. I hope everybody has a wonderful Saturday. Don't forget to check out the best betting show ever. Hit that like and subscribe button because we got to get me and the rest of the Wager Talk team to 250,000. Love you guys. And don't forget to check out the Premier Lacrosse League. Go Outlaws.